Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Mabimpressions, and today we're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Well, it's finally here. Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Is it the definitive digital edition we've been waiting for? And who is this game for actually? Let's talk about it. Before we get started, if you're into indie, retro, and new game reviews, please consider subscribing. And if you missed any specifics about the game you'd like to know, comment and I'll reply as soon as I can. This game was developed and published by Konami Digital Entertainment. I played the Steam PC version, but it'll be available on iOS, Android, PlayStation, Xbox, and the Nintendo Switch. This is a complete launch, not in early access, and it is free to play with microtransactions to help you progress quicker, meaning buying more cards and accessories if that's what you're into. Just in case you're not familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh!, it is a collectible trading card game based off a manga and anime. It's been going strong for over 2 decades. This is their take on a completely digital version in hopes to compete with the likes of Hearthstone, Magic the Gathering, and Runeterra, just to name a few. So how about the story and setting? Well, though there's a ton of stories and lore to pull from, there really isn't any here, just a solo mode to take you through some tutorials and to learn about card lore, but we'll get into more of that soon. If you're into any of the footage for today's episode, there's links in the description to my Let's Play YouTube channel and Twitch where I live streamed it all. I would love to see you guys there. So you're going to be spending the majority of the time in Master Duel playing against the AI in solo, dueling online against other players, and creating decks via card opening packs and crafting cards. Let's start with solo mode. As mentioned before, there's no campaign or any characters here to latch onto. This is your basic tutorials with some duels here and there in order to help newer players build up knowledge of deck types, mechanics, and card lore. It's currently not that robust yet, but it does help you get more resources like gold, new cards, and completing challenges. With online multiplayer, you can play in ranked mode, unranked, and events that'll have you create specific decks to compete in various formats to mess around with. Ranked mode pits you against players around the world who are of similar skill level. There is a seasonal rank in which you have to climb before it resets. You get lots of rewards here, and there's no shortage of new and veteran players here. There's the unranked mode, which is there to be a stress-free environment, no risk of losing ranks. Just play your favorite decks and start experimenting. There are open player lobbies to join that do have custom rules you can set, like starting life points and turn limits. You can also add and invite friends to duel at any time as well. Let's talk about deck creation. They start you off with some starter decks that can stand on their own, but there's a really solid deck building system here. There's a search bar and you can filter out for all sorts of different types of cards. Honestly, elements, level, types, link, XYZ, synchro, you name it, you can find it all here. It's easy to navigate and you'll spend a lot of time here theory crafting, or you can download deck code for easy to log recipes. Alright, so what about the card pack and accessories? Well, you can buy things using the in-game gold, and of course real money to convert into said in-game gold to get card sleeves, different boards, and my favorite accessories, the mates. These are tiny little avatars that sit on the field and animate depending on the situation. There's things like Karibos, rabbits, and there's even a sports car. There's about 7,000 to 10,000 cards here at launch, and what they did here in order to organize it somewhat so people can get their favorite cards is as follows. There are rotating packs that have 40 to 60 cards where you can pull from, or you can simply just get the master pack, which contains almost everything. After opening master packs, you have a chance to pull a secret pack key, which unlocks a specific card archetype for a set limited of time. For example, if you pull some secret rare Necro Valley, you now have access for 24 hours a Gravekeeper set where you can pull additional packs from. These special packs contain 4 random cards from the previous master set, but 4 cards from your chosen secret pack. If you keep getting cards from the secret pack, the timer resets so you can keep pulling. Okay, let's talk about the graphics and design. First of all, it's pretty okay. It's not overdone and covered with, a bunch of anime content. No voices, just simply the cards and some pop-up animations for well-known cards. The UI is pretty good for the most part. I think it was easier to see everything because I had a very large PC monitor. Not sure how it looks on the mobile device layout, if it looks good or not. You can always hover over the cards to read things, easily look into the graveyard and extra deck, and there's a nice log to look at just in case you missed anything. Similar to the graphics, the sounds and music are really basic. It's very average, so I recommend just muting it and playing your own music in the background. Alright, so that's pretty much the game. Time for the pros and cons. What did I like and what did I dislike? Let's start with the good stuff. Finally, we have a very good, easily accessible, free-to-play, cross-platform, basic format, all-cards digital game of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's a Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan's dream. They give you a lot of starting gold and challenges to keep you pulling different cards. But there are a lot of things I would like to warn you about and what I'd like to see changed. So, they do give you a lot of gold to buy packs, but it runs dry really quick and it becomes very difficult to buy cards regularly unless you're going to play for dozens of hours of ranked per week or chill out some cash. They're giving you a lot at the start in order to get you addicted and invested to start paying. That's not necessarily a bad thing, and that's pretty much their monetization plan, but just be wary of it. It just feels a little gross that the whole secret pack thing, it's great that you have a chance to unlock specific archetypes and pull from the set, but at the same time, it's limited to 24 hours, and that ticking clock is going to get a lot of people to open up their wallets. The biggest gripe I have, and it kind of made me stop playing, at least for now, it's one I'm seeing very frequently with friends that I've talked to and other streamers I've seen mention. It's the whole PvP system and how freaking sweaty it is. Let me explain further. It's not a bad thing that people are tryharding here. It's the fact that turns in Yu-Gi-Oh! Today usually never lasts more than 1 to 3 turns, with people taking upwards of 2 to 5 minutes per turn before you can act. I'm not joking, I've spectated some matches and it's very much the case here. If you want to compete in any rank, you'll have to deal with so much waiting and so many people simply downloading deck recipes and getting wrecked by pay-to-win players. It's just not a fun game loop. If you look at Magic the Gathering, for example, those cards are balanced for the most part, and a lot of the cards are interchangeable in different kind of decks and easy to read keywords and such. Yu-Gi-Oh! Be prepared to read paragraphs upon paragraphs of cards. Alright, let's move on to my final thoughts and verdict. Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel is a welcome entry to this long-supported franchise. The game is easily to get into and fun, but long-term play, expect the sweatiest of the sweatiest with, one-turn kill turns and, taking lifetimes to complete. If you're a veteran who can tolerate this game loop, then by all means, this is for you. But what about the, very casual players? I'd recommend playing the single player all the way through, but even that is short. I hope they come out with more solo stuff, and I also hope the upcoming events make it so it's fun to theory craft yourself and experiment instead of downloading a bunch of recipes from the internet. With that being said, I love Yu-Gi-Oh! I've collected back since the early 2000s and played the digital games up until now. The game has evolved into something that is completely insane, right? But, Master Duel, just give it some time. We'll see what they bring in and it might come back. But just what the game has to offer, if you're a huge, gigantic Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan, you don't care about the sweaty play or how long games take or how short they are, how long the turns are, how short the game is, I'm giving this a nice 75%. It's not for everyone. If you're casual, play with friends, play solo, play the events. Sweaty people, it's all for you. It's all there. So thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think about this game. What kind of player are you? Do you enjoy the long-term, ranked play? Or do you wish, like myself, there was more solo stuff to just play and have fun? So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.